Xenosystems Fragments. Undiscovered Countries. Nickland. Narrated by Skeptical Waves. After rereading Adam Gurry's critical analysis of the core problem of neoreaction, a tragedy of the political commons, read the surgical response by Handel. The calm intelligence on display from both sides is almost enough to drive you insane. This can't be happening, right? In a way, it's a bit sad, because I can guess that Gurry's article will be the zenith and high-water mark of coverage of neoreaction, which means it will only get worse from here on in. Enjoy the insight while it lasts. My own response to Gurry is still embryonic, but I already suspect that it diverges from Handel's to some degree. Rather than defending the technocratic element in the mold-bug patchwork neo-cameral model, I agree with Gurry that this is a real problem, although, of course, I am far more sympathetic to the underlying intellectual project. Unlike Gurry, who in this crucial respect represents a classical liberal position at its most thoughtful, Moldbug does not conceive democracy as a discovery process, illuminated by analogy to market dynamics and organic social evolution. On the contrary, it is a ratchet mechanism that successively distances the political realm from feedback sensitivity, due to its character as a closed loop, or state church, sensitive only to a public opinion it has itself manufactured. As the cathedral expands, its adaptation to reality progressively attenuates. The result is that every effective discovery process, whether economic, scientific, or of any other kind, is subjected to ever more radical subversion by political influences whose only reality principle is internal, based on closed-circuit social manipulation. Democracy is thus, strictly speaking, a production of collective insanity, or dissociation from reality. Moldbug's solution, therefore, can only be an attempt to re-embed governance in an effective feedback system. Since it is already evident that democratic mechanisms, rather than providing such feedback, reliably deepen dissociation, reality signal has to come from elsewhere. To return to an adaptive condition, governance has to simultaneously disconnect from popular opinion, voice, and reconnect to a registry of actual, rather than ideologically spun, performance. The communication medium for the uncontaminated feedback required by sensible government is exit traffic within the patchwork, comparable in its operation to revealed consumer preference within marketplaces. The great difficulty that then emerges, casting the entire neo-cameral schema into question, is the requirement for an undiscovered or technocratic leap, from an environment of progressively decaying discovery or selection pressure, into one in which discovery can once again take place. Neoreaction confronts a very real transition problem, and Gurry is quite right to point this out. Handel is no less right when he insists that the conservative option of accommodation to the democratic social process in motion is profoundly untenable, because discovery deterioration is essential to the democratic trend. Maladaptation to reality ceases to be correctable under cathedral governance, and recognition of this malign condition is the defining neo-reactionary insight. If we stay on the train, we will be smashed into a consummate insanity, but to leap is technocratic error, unsupported by discovery. As for prevarication, the intensification of this dilemma can be confidently expected from the mere continuance of the democratic process, dominated by the degenerative politics of the madhouse, and scrambling all social information. It is in this precarious position that the task of a rigorous evaluation of the neo-cameral schema, along with its prospects for renovation or replacement, has to take place. It will only get worse from here on in.